Well, the origin story for me has been the last 40 years of my life. I saw it in 1983 in the original production of Brooklyn Academy of Music, and here was a Greek classic story told with this incredible music of the Pentecostal gospel expression, and the transformation that caused to an audience in experiencing that spiritual event. I was like, damn, you can tell classic plays and have an actual catharsis, which is, of course, what we all think the Greek theater was about, because it was a spiritual event that they did once a year. But how often do you actually really feel that? So once I felt that, I thought, damn, maybe I got to be a stage director, so maybe I could create that kind of work. I then found out that they were taking the tour to Arena Stage, my hometown theater in DC. So I wiggled my way into the room with Morgan Freeman and Clarence Fountain and the Five Blind Boys to just be in the room to watch the process, Lee Breuer, of course. And so it became kind of, for me, if I ever get a chance in my lifetime as a stage director. So when Angel Isaguirre became the executive director, he said, Charlie, what's the project you most want to do? And I just, without even thinking, said Gospel at Colonus, but in a production at court that would be specific and unique to Chicago, to the artist, to our intimate space. But then I said, but we need to find who is the music collaborator to make it happen, because that's the only way we're going to do this right. And then I met you. And I got to tell you, Mark, I heard, can we get Mark Hood? Can Mark do this? No, he's too busy. He's launched his career outside of Chicago. It's like, so you always were sort of this mythological Mark Hood that everybody wanted in shows in Chicago. But when, as you said, when we had that conversation, that very first conversation, and I sensed how not just the collaboration that we might have, but the kind of sense of what is theater, and why gospel music, and the shared sort of just deep passion that you had for it, I was like, man, would this guy ever actually come and do this with me? and then we're in auditions. I'll never forget this, Mark. We were in auditions and we were looking at a lot of folk.
Summer of 2019.
Thank you for remembering, because frankly, we've been through so many transitions. Yep. Not to be stupid about it, but I feel like we've been on this incredible long walk through the desert like Oedipus, and we're finally landing in the place of spiritual release and sanctification. But I'll never forget, we had a whole bunch of people in the room, and my ears were just dazzled, because you started to construct and give notes to the singers about how the sound that you had in your head about what you wanted that to be. And it just blew me away, because I was like, man, this guy knows this sound and what he wants so precisely and beautifully, something that I could have never imagined. Wow. And I was like, damn, again, might he come and do this? And so now we're doing this together.
We are.
I am so grateful to you.